Welcome finalists, Roman here, finally back with the mid-season update from Embark. This one is a doozy, so hold on to your butts and let's dive right into this heaping helping of a patch note. Headlining this update is Terminal Attack, the new 5v5 single-life attack and defend game mode in which contestants take turns delivering the decryption key to the terminal, and the best of 7 rounds wins. Attackers are tasked with completing the upload, while defenders must prevent it by any means necessary. No healing, no revive, 1 life. Players can regenerate health up to 100 HP, and gadgets do not regenerate at all. This game mode is playable on CIS Horizon, Monaco, and Las Vegas arenas, and be warned, the destruction we cause will carry over through all 7 rounds. Throughout this event, you can cash in contracts to earn event cosmetics and show your support for CNS, the Rogue Hacking Collective, and VIA, the cybersecurity firm. Which side will you choose? Embark dialing it in and coming after the cheaters again with this update. Of course, we all know the woes of the FPS cheating world and the game of cat and mouse that it always plays, but they've also now provided a video reporting program on their Discord channel where you can capture video, post it to them, they'll analyze it, take a look at the data, and if it is or is not cheating, they'll take action, which that's huge. They're really going above and beyond to catch anybody who's trying to break the rules on this one. So, I mean, come on, guys. We got to show them some love. They are really helping all of us regular players out there out with this one. So now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of all the updates. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet because there is a lot to cover, but we're going to cover the big controversial one this week, and that's the stun gun. I'm glad they're bringing this out. I think the stun gun was way too overpowered. So let's go over some of the changes. They've increased the projectile maximum travel from 12 meters to 16. That's a big buff. Players who are stunned can now use their specializations and gadgets while stunned. You can also now aim down sights, and players who are stunned can now crouch. And we do have a dev note here saying that we felt that the stun gun was a little too dominant as a gadget and led to too many slow, inevitable deaths. The stun effect now mostly lowers the target's movement speed, blocks them from jumping, mantling, or vaulting over obstacles, and interrupts interactions. This makes stunned players vulnerable, but gives them a fighting chance, which I'm glad, because that was just way too overpowered. If you got tagged, it was just a guaranteed death. So I personally am glad to see that. The Vanishing Bomb and the cloaking device have decreased the impact of both, so affected players are slightly easier to see when moving. I again think this is a great addition, a great nerf. It was a little too easy to lose people. Some of us are better at catching it, some of us aren't. I'm terrible at it, so for me personally, I'm glad that this came. It makes them a lot less invisible and more visible while you're moving around. Kind of like Predator. The glitch grenade is also getting a bit of a buff this week. It's now able to pass through mesh and dome shields. I can't wait to see how that changes the dynamic of the defense position of heavies. Might make them a little bit less tanky, which I don't think anybody but heavies are going to complain about. We got some changes to the FCAR, so this is going to be a big one. It says here decreases damage from 25 to 22. That's a big nerf, but it's also increasing the magazine size from 20 to 25, so it's going to be interesting to see the change in the DPS. It might just be the same. Increase the fall-off damage multiplier at max range from 50 to 55%, meaning the weapon does slightly more damage at range, which I think this is a good balance change, because the FCAR was designed more, I think, for distance. With the medium, it's kind of designed to be more of its play style, but with the dev note here, which it'll mention, our data shows that the FCAR is very strong in the hands of good players, but harder to use for newer players. So these changes hopefully rein in the weapon's power at higher skill levels while making it slightly more forgiving to use for newer players. So it depends on how you look at it. It's kind of a nerf for people who are good with it and a buff for people who suck with it. You know, I kind of happen to be in the middle, so we'll have to see how that works out. For the Flashbang, they fixed an issue where the weak flashes could overwrite the strong flashes, fixed an issue where grenades, mines, and C4s with default customization sometimes got a random customization applied. fixed an issue where spectators could trigger mines. That's a big one. I personally know that I abuse that a little bit from time to time, so unfortunately they took that away from us. It made things a little bit more fun sometimes, but it was also kind of a dick move, so I'm glad they actually removed that. They fixed several issues where it looked like the player could place an object but no object appeared, and fixed an issue where the preview art showed the in-air detonation effect on grenades that don't actually detonate on a timer. Power Shift is getting a little bit more love this week too, where they tweaked the traversal options between villas and park for easier access to the rooftops, minor adjustments to the spawn points around the forest and Royal Plaza areas to provide a clearer front line during the final stretch, slightly adjusted the path of the platform to fix some clipping issues and make it more accessible on the road between Shopping District and Forest, and they also added it to the Soul map, so we're getting some love from Power Shift this week again, so thanks Embark for that. Private matches are getting a huge addition. They're really showing love on this too, you guys. This is why we need to show this game some love and some support. They've lowered the requirement to start private matches to 2 players, so in case you're like me and you don't have friends, now you can just 1v1, which that'll make for some interesting clips and some interesting hate over time. The private match lobby creator now has the option to opt out of participating in the match. So I think that means you can have a spectator mode now, so you can just come in and watch. That'll be kind of interesting, but I don't know how to feel about that. The private match lobby creator can now kick players from the lobby. Minor UI improvements to the private matches screen, and Power Shift is now available in private matches. So you guys, we really need to show Embark some love and some support on this to keep all this going, because man, they are really putting the time and effort into making this game better. They deserve so much more love than they've been given, so let's all help them out with that. And for some ranked tournament improvements, reduced the ranked tournament size from 48 to 24 players. This change should make matchmaking faster, make tournaments available to more players in different regions, and help improve the quality of skill-based matchmaking, leading to closer games. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to digging into ranked tournament again. Try to see if I can't get myself out of bronze, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how this helps the matchmaking, so that way I'm not being paired up against a bunch of high ranks and they're not having to suffer with dealing with me. Makes an easy win for them, but it doesn't make it fun for us. They've also added 2 Battle Pass pages with rewards for all the grinders out there. And for the first time ever, Embark is finally letting us purchase individual items from the store out of all of the bundles. So you don't have to buy the bundle anymore just to get that one piece of gear that you want. So that's not obviously all of the patch notes, but that's the big important ones. I'll leave a link down below in the description so you can go ahead and take a look at all the nitty-gritty for yourself. But I appreciate everybody stopping by. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the finals.